Hi, Izzy. Can you hear and
Hello.
see me okay?
Yeah.
Hi. Did
Hi.
you have a good weekend?
I sure did.
Excellent news. Love to hear that. All right. So tell me, what were some of your reflections on what we were working on last session? And what were some of your ideas for what you'd like us to focus on this week?
Hmm. Not really sure right now.
Well, that's okay. I can always choose what to work on today as well. Did you have any thoughts on what you felt like was going well in our last session?
Well, at first, um, yeah, actually felt like I'm like really improving on my vocal skills.
Definitely. I agree with that. And that's a
And
good
I'm like
feeling,
learning
right?
like new like vocal arrangement and tone and
Mhm.
sounds as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, so what would you say is maybe something that you still feel like you've got room to grow in that area?
Hmm. That's a tough one to answer. Hmm. Not really sure.
That's okay. Yeah, so that might be something that, as we work through things, you might discover some things and be like, "Oh, there we go. There's something I can work on."
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time, where I'm like, "Oh, there we go. There's something that I definitely am not very skilled at or like need to improve on or haven't done for a while." So yeah, so then for today, did you have any like any characters that have been kind of inspiring you lately or anything that kind of stood out to you as far as watching anything or listening to things or even like people in life that you've noticed?
Well, a couple of interesting facts that I have, or like in not fact, but more like character inspiration in general, mostly like continuing on with the kind of like age range, like the more
Sure.
like moms and dads, grandma, grandpas, aunts and uncles kind of like
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, nice. So I'm curious, just kind of thinking of, each of those, do you have kind of like stereotypical ideas in mind for those types of characters that you see in shows? Like when you have a mom character in a cartoon, like what are some things that tend to be things that you notice that tend to be kind of common things?
Well, common things were very like maybe like higher in voice, maybe a little frantic and overwhelming joy.
Hmm. Okay, what about dads? What are some of those common things that you notice in dad characters?
Very like grand, like very grand, very knowledgeable, very wise,
Okay, awesome.
slightly overprotective.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. What about for a grandma character?
Very sweet, elegant, gentle, very elderly, very maybe like tightened in the voice, but still so a little tightened in the voice, but very like soft and sweet.
Okay, what about a grandfather character?
Very a little like older, more grovelly and more just a slight muffle.
Okay. Yeah, good observations. Yeah, so sometimes just reflecting on things that we, hear and notice for certain character types can be a really helpful practice because it gives us kind of like trends that we see and things that are sort of expected of us when we're working on those kind of characters. That's
Hmm.
awesome. Great, beautiful. So, let's see. So we're doing some different types of characters. All right, so I had a script that I thought could be kind of fun for us to try.
I've
Um,
also found a couple of scripts too.
oh, you did? Okay, awesome. Do you have one that you wanted us to go through?
Sure.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah. So, what's the first one that
Well,
you
let's try
have?
your script first.
Okay, well, so the one that I was thinking of trying with you is for two characters, so we would get to play off of each other. Do you want to try that, or do you want to
Sure.
try creating both? So the scene is longer than this, but this is just the beginning chunk of it. But I'm gonna have you try one of the characters, and then we're gonna switch characters, and then I'm gonna actually have you try both characters at the same time. So why don't we have you
Got it.
be Kai first?
Alrighty. And there it is. Okay. If I spin fast enough, I'm pretty sure I can get innovated in a new material art. I'm calling it a whirlwind noodle.
That's not a martial art. That's you getting dizzy.
All great masters were once dizzy.
No, they weren't.
You don't know that. Ancient Scrolls probably left out chapter one, fall over gracefully.
We're supposed to be scouting.
I am scouting. I'm not scouting the vibe. The vibes are windy.
That's impossible.
Thank you. I work very hard at it.
Kai,
Yes, Captain Sirius?
the Southern Ridge, look.
Oh, that's a lot of smoke.
It's coming from the valley.
That's where the refugee camp is.
Yes.
Maybe it's just cooking fires.
All right, awesome. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your character. What did you discover there?
Very optimistic, very um trying to be a little bit goofy, but still very almost like a dramatic over over the top, very optimistic person.
Yes. Yeah. What do you think is your relationship with my character? Like, how do we feel about each other? What's the dynamic there? What's our history?
Um, our history, oh, sorry. Um, it's like one's always looking like the positive side, but the other like says here Captain Serious, very more serious, like not in the mood right now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And so what do you think happened right before this?
P- Maybe right before this. I'm like thinking, okay, this is like my day to shine. I'm gonna make up this new move. It's gonna be awesome. But the other guy is like very more realistic
Yeah.
and want to like stay on track.
Right. Yeah. So then, what would you say would be maybe, hmm, what do you think is your character's goal in this moment? What does your character want, or what does your character need from my character?
Very from what my character wants for the other is very I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Very It's like just get him in the mood. Like you gotta lighten up a bit. Stop being so serious.
Yeah. Yeah. So why do you think your character wants that? Like, what does it do for your character?
Makes me feel like very like oh like he doesn't I feel like the other guy is very like a little too serious. I think it's time for me to show
Mm.
him the more chipper, happy-go-lucky side.
Yeah, okay. And then once you get my character to be more lighthearted and loosen up a little bit, how will your character feel?
Very like, I did it. Now he sees what I'm gonna feel.
Yeah, you'll feel really good and excited, and like, yay!
Hmm.
Awesome. Good. Okay. Do you have a character inspiration, like a character that kind of you feel like embodies some of the personality and spirit
Oh
of this
yeah.
character? Yeah, who are you thinking of?
Well, actually, I have three character
Three. Okay, tell me who
inspirations.
they are.
Joy from Inside Out,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony,
Yeah.
and Charlie Morningstar from Aspen
Aw,
Hotel.
absolutely. I could definitely see that for all three. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try the scene again. And you're just going to kind of take all those things you learned through that first take. And we're going to use those as we go through this time.
All
Okay?
right.
Beautiful. All righty. So you are first.
If I spin fast enough, I'm pretty sure I can invite a new material.
Oh, a new
Oh,
martial art.
oh, martial arts. Sorry. Can
Yep, you're
I?
good. Yeah, go ahead
If
and start
I spin
again.
fast enough, I'm pretty sure I can invent a new martial arts skill. I'm calling it Whirlwind Noodle.
That's not a martial art. That's you getting dizzy.
Well, all great masters were dizzy once.
No, they weren't.
You don't know that. Ancient scroll. You don't know that. Ancient scrolls probably left that out. Chapter 1, Fall Over Graceful.
We're supposed to be scouting.
I am scouting. I'm scouting the vibes. The vibes are windy.
You're impossible.
Thank you. I work very hard at that.
Kai,
Yes, Captain Sirius.
the Southern Ridge, look.
Oh, that's a lot of smoke.
It's coming from the valley.
That's where the refugee camp is.
Yes.
Maybe it's just a cookout?
Nice. Awesome. All right. So what did you feel like changed that time through?
What really felt was definitely in the ending with oh my god, yachts. Anyways, um, what changed for me was like as soon at towards the ending with the fire
Hmm.
part, I kind of like took in like, oh my gosh, what's going on there? But then of
Yeah.
course being all positive, I tried to make it a good thing. Like
Hmm.
maybe it's just cooking fires.
Yeah, right. You're like, I want to believe everything's okay, even though this is a little worrisome, kind of a feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So we are going to, as an exercise, we are going to swap characters and you're going to play the other character now. All right. And we're going to see what we can come up with when we're approaching the different character. Okay.
Alrighty.
All righty. So I will play Kai. If I spin fast enough, I'm pretty sure I can invent a new martial art. I'm calling it whirlwind noodle.
That's not a martial art. That's you getting dizzy.
All great masters were once dizzy.
No, they weren't.
You don't know that. Ancient scrolls probably left it out. Chapter 1, fall over gracefully.
It's supposed to be scouting.
I am scouting. I'm scouting the vibes. The vibes are windy.
You're impossible.
Thank you. I work very hard at it.
Uh, Kai,
Yes, Captain Sirius.
the Southern Ridge. Look!
Oh, that's a lot of smoke.
It's coming from the valley.
That's where the refugee camp is.
Yes.
Maybe it's just cooking fires? Awesome. All right. So, what did you learn or what kind of landed differently that time?
But what landed differently with the first part is like being like more bored and deadpan, but with me, I took the second character very more like concerning, like annoyed and worried.
Hmm. Nice. Good. So then, what would you say, um, if you were maybe going to say for that character, how does that character feel about my character?
That very character varies like, okay, really just snap into reality.
Okay, um, and how are you going to get that from this other character?
Mostly with the mostly with by being the opposite of who this other character is.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe you're like scolding them, or what would you say like your character is doing to get what you want from them?
Probably one of my other characters doing like scolded was a pretty good word, but
Okay.
also very more okay. This is too much fantasy. Let's get back to our real work.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So just kind of like poo-pooing it, putting it down,
Yeah.
being like, okay, come on, be serious. Yeah. What do you think is like, how do you think our characters met?
Probably well, it says scouting, so probably like a like a scout troop.
Could be, yeah. It could also be maybe like we're in a, I don't know, like a, we could be part of like the military group that's like
Yeah.
protecting the area. We could be part of a
Or
group
martial
that's
arts
like going
training camp.
ahead. Yeah. We could be like, going ahead of a group that's traveling and just sort of like seeing what's ahead of the group. And like
Yeah.
looking for the best pathways forward. So
Uh-huh.
it's really just like our choice, what we feel like
Yeah.
works best for the scene. Um, and do you think that Taryn likes Kai?
Well, it's sort of a 50-50 here for me.
Yeah, it's like,
Like
so it's
they
something
like
you have
I
to
feel like
decide.
they should be like they like pretend to not be best friends, but really they are.
Ah, okay, that could be. Yeah, like they like act annoyed, but they actually really deep down like this other character.
Yeah.
They try to hide it, but really like they're besties. They hang out all the
Mm-hmm.
time. That's cute. That's fun. I like that. All right, so let's try this one more time. If
Alrighty.
I spin fast enough, I'm pretty sure I can invent a new martial art. I'm calling it whirlwind noodle.
That's not a martial art. That's you getting dizzy.
All great masters were once dizzy.
No, they weren't.
You don't know that. Ancient scrolls probably left it out. Chapter 1, fall over gracefully.
We're supposed to be scouting.
I am scouting. I'm scouting the vibes. The vibes are windy.
You're impossible.
Thank you. I work very hard at it.
Kai,
Yes, Captain Sirius.
the Southern Ridge. Look,
Oh, that's a lot of smoke.
it's coming from from the valley.
That's where the refugee camp is.
Yes.
Maybe it's just cooking fires. Okay, awesome. Good. So how did things change for that take?
All right, for the first take, with my first line of the second character, I kind of like, I really liked how I started off like humorous, but then
Mm.
deadpanned.
Sure,
I'd be like,
yeah.
that's not a martial art. That's you getting dizzy.
Oh, I definitely see that. The contrast there. Beautiful.
Mhm.
Nice. Awesome. Very good. Okay. So, good. What would you say is like a key takeaway from that take that run through?
Very interesting to take away, like starting off at like one character and see how I can switch between them and see what I can play around with my tone of voice, what I could like add in or change, take away.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, awesome. Good, good takeaways. So I thought let's have you try playing both characters now. All right, so you
Alrighty.
get to, respond off of each other and, create the two different contrasting characters. But let's see how it goes.
Alright. If I spin fast enough, I'm pretty sure I can invent a new martial art. I'm calling it Whirlwind Noodle! That's not a martial art. That's just you getting dizzy. Well, all great masters were once dizzy. No, they weren't. You don't know that? Ancient scrolls probably left it out. Chapter 1, fall over gracefully. We're supposed to be scouting. I am scouting. I'm scouting the vibes. The vibes are windy. You're impossible. Oh, thank you. I worked very hard at it. Uh, Kai? Yes, Captain, serious? This is a ridge. Look! Oh, that's that's a lot of smoke. And it's coming from the valley. And that's where the refugee camp is. Yes, maybe it's just cooking fires.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So what did you like about that? What went well?
Well, I really like that take was like switching back and forth between the two.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
definitely.
still like trying to stay, yeah, that's what I liked.
Good, awesome. All right, so I also have another script I thought would be fun to try. That's also a back and forth. Do you want to play Mina or Emmy?
Oh, I'll play Emmy.
Okay, all right. So I've got the first line there. You ate the last strawberry shortcake.
It was my emergency slice.
I was having an emotional emergency.
You're having, you have an emotional emergency every Tuesday.
That is not true. Sometimes it's Thursday.
You cried because your cat ignored you.
He looked through me like I was invisible. That's traumatic.
You're impossible.
And hungry, mostly hungry.
Focus. We're supposed to be on patrol.
I am focused. I'm focusing on how unfair it is that evil never attacks near bakeries.
That's not a strategy.
It should be.
Mina.
What? If darkness rises, at least let it rise near pastries.
Mina.
What?
Found her.
Found who? All right, awesome. So tell me what you learned through through that first take.
What I'm very first take, what I've like learned is like one character is very like stressed, angry, very like negative, and while the other is like a very worrywart and very like traumatized, almost
Hmm.
fearful.
Yeah. Okay. So then let's try just to kind of see what we can come up with. We're gonna go through the opposite. So you're gonna play Mina this time, and uh I'm gonna play Emmy.
You ate my last strawberry shortcake!
It was my emergency slice.
I was having an emotional emergency!
You have an emotional emergency every Tuesday.
That's not true. Sometimes it's Thursday.
You cried because your cat ignored you.
He looked through me like I was invisible. That's dramatic.
You're impossible.
And hungry, mostly hungry.
Focus. We're supposed to be on patrol.
I am focused. I'm focused on how unfair it is that evil never attacks near bakeries.
That's not strategy.
It should be.
Mina.
What? If darkness rises, the least at least let it rise near pastries.
Mina.
Ugh, what?
They found her.
Found who?
Awesome. Good. Okay, good. So what did you learn through that take?
All right, now with that take, I was very I really channeled that anger and that stress like tone of voice and emotion.
Hmm.
But then at the end with the final found who, I kind of made it a little more shaky like what? Like I
Yeah.
was kind of like getting a little scared.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Good. Okay, I want you to try the whole scene with both characters. All right, you're going to play both parts this time.
All right. You ate my last strawberry shortcake? It was my emergency slice. I was having an emotional emergency. You have an emotional emergency every Tuesday. That is not true. Sometimes it's Thursday. You cry like because your cat ignored you? You looked through me like I was invisible, and that's traumatic. You're impossible. And hungry. Mostly hungry. Oh, focus. We're supposed to be on patrol. I am focused. I'm focused on how unfair it is that evil never attacks near bakeries. That's not a tragedy. Well, it should be. Mina? What? If darkness rises, just at least let it rise near pastries. Mina? What? They found her! Found who?
Nice. Awesome. Good. I heard a lot of growth in that take. How did that feel?
Yeah, I was afraid I was kind of like leaning in between like the same voice between at the start, but then as I went through it, I started to develop different like character voices.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, was there something that inspired you to create those voices?
Um, Not really, mostly because I thought I'm sticking in with the same voice. I'm like, this is between two
Yeah.
characters. Okay, how can I make my same voice sound different?
Yes. Yeah. So a little more contrast there. Nice. So, what were some of the things, if you described each character voice, how would you describe them?
With Mina, very stressed, very like I can never get what I want.
Mm,
But then when they at least found the missing her, I kind of get like traumatized. Like, oh no, they found my old nemini, my old nemesis.
yeah.
So slightly panicky. And then with Emmy, very like freedy cat, very like guilty for eating her strawberry shortcake.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. So, um, so then, if you were gonna say maybe, um, for this scene, like a beginning, middle, and end, how would you describe for each character, like what their progression is, right? So if we take the first character, Mina, what's her beginning, middle, and end of this scene?
Like maybe shocked and then like shocked, like angry, and then middle, very like stressed out, very like frustrated. I can't
Mm,
believe you. And
yeah,
then ending very like what triggered.
yeah. Okay. All right. And then what about the other character? So for Emmy.
Very like I mentioned guilty at the beginning, and then for
Hmm.
the ending, very like very like almost like a little timid by her friend, like you're almost like scaring me with your anger.
Yeah,
And then very relieved when I say at the end when I say they found her.
sure.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So then, if you were going to maybe give like someone else a tip on like how to approach this, what would you tell them? If you gave
Um,
like advice on how to work on it.
Advice would probably be see what you can play around with. Like
Yeah.
how can you be like what how can you like be doing like speaking with how can you like still stick with one paragraph but change your voice in two different ways?
Hmm. Love that. Nice. Good. Awesome. Great. So then, tell me, like, overall throughout the session today, what would you say is the number one thing you felt yourself improving on?
I really feel like I'm improving on like dialogues between two characters.
I
Cause
think so
sometimes
too.
cause at the start I used to have like a struggle with this,
Yeah.
but now I feel like I'm making good work on it.
I agree. I totally agree with that. It's very exciting, isn't it? It's like, ooh, that's
Yeah.
getting better. Yeah, that back and forth. Wonderful work today. So go ahead and, keep up the good work. Keep working on that, dialogue back and forth this week. I really loved the contrast with the two characters. Beautiful work. And really nice scene work, kind of diving into the background and crafting the scene and also who the characters are. So really nice on all of that today, Izzy. I hope you had a fun time in your lesson.
Oh, I did.
I love all your creativity. So I'll look forward to seeing you next week, okay?
Alrighty.
All right, bye, Izzy. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.